Hi and good morning, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy Friday morning to join me. I really appreciate it. I'm thinking of getting a calendar stuck right in my view so that I know for certain what day it is. But I do have one, so I should probably get it out. I hope that you guys are doing really well. This morning, I want to talk to everybody about 15-minute cities. Now, if you didn't already know, it's a pretty trendy topic. Just enter it into the search bar. Also, you can check out the link in the description below to some really cool videos that discuss the 15-minute city concept. Now, I gotta let you know that this is not political, right? I mean, I do say some political things here on the channel, whether you like them or not, you know? I mean, I'm just here to entertain you and just simply giving you my thoughts as a nobody, and that's just how it is, you know? But I appreciate you tremendously. And so I just want to remind everybody that there are some things that are political and some things that aren't. And I really feel like common sense is not political. I feel like common sense is something that we should all be so lucky to have because some people, time and time again, as it's proven through their behavior, simply don't have any. Or, moreover, and what's worse, is that they do have it and they choose not to follow it. Kind of like choosing not to follow your gut. You feel me? It's not going to do you any justice, I promise, but to each his own. So, and I digress respectfully, because if y'all are doing something that's working for you, that is like that, then more power to you, I suppose. But I'm not sure if it's sustainable. So the thing is common sense is something like a 15-minute city. Now you can ask anybody at all under the age of 40. I mean, try asking anybody under the age of 20. I dare you. The working class young people, the ones that are going to college, because we've sold them the idea that for some reason if they spend $100,000 in 4 years of their lives, they're going to somehow be better off in life. The unfortunate realization is that you now got to go to graduate school to have any sort of meaningful competitive edge. And even at that, everyone's going to grad school, so there's not too much of a competitive edge. I guess that leaves us with the ultimate dissertation thesis and ultimate grant of or granting or titled of or the title of having a being a doctor or having a PhD, a philosophical degree. Oh boy, that rhymed. We should use that. Anyways, 15-minute cities, yo, are again, and what I want anybody to ask people under the age of 20, I didn't forget what I talked about, is, like whether or not the idea of being able to live close to where you do all of your things in life is actually not just practical or rational or logical. It's just the common sense way to live life. Not everybody can afford a $60,000 brand new car to drive around on all of the accommodations that have been made as far as infrastructure goes as it concerns public road usage. I mean, again, you can thank a communist idea or a socialist idea, moreover, that you don't have to pay to drive on public roads. You feel me? I say that with a grain of salt because I'm sure there's people out there that are really bent on trying to make everything private, including public roads. So, and actually, that's not too far from the truth, right? You guys have heard of toll booths and those kinds of things. They're not really big around this part of the country here on the West Coast, but I tell you, anytime I go out into the Midwest or the East Coast, I am inevitably prepared to spend hundreds of dollars on toll fees because that's just the way that it is, but it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't at all. I think a person should absolutely live within 15 minutes of everything that they need, and I don't think that's a conspiracy to have everybody in, the same area so that we can be more easily controlled and all of these other things. It's silly. The people that argue against this very basic common sense idea are the very people who have things to lose if city planners continue to develop parts of infrastructure within all of our own city limits that do not involve cars. Listen, moreover, I'm anti-car, right? Like, I've also felt I'm still under the age of 40, going back to that rhetorical question that I asked earlier. And when I was under the age of 20, I never had a problem in life without a car, ever. As a college student, living in what we call the student ghetto here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. That's literally what we call it, and that's what you call it if you're a local or if you're a transplant from another area and you live within a quarter-mile radius of the campus there, you either are in the student ghetto or in the super bougie part of Albuquerque, and that's like the Nob Hill area. You can Google map this for yourself, you feel me? But I'm just saying that I never thought for any second as a young person that cars were important because my young life was spent on a college campus. There was a point in my life where literally, and I was so proud of myself, but I was so scared when I got back out. You know, colleges are literally sovereign places where they are absolutely 100% sustainable within themselves and they act as their own agents. And I spent 2 years of my life without leaving college campus. Again, the things that we do in life, right? But one of my accolades is proudly stating that there was a point in my life where I literally made it an active goal to not leave campus. And boy, I gotta tell you, that was probably some of the easiest, most convenient, best time of my life as it concerned being where I needed to be and still being very productive, but also being comfortable and also utilizing the convenience of services that are in fact offered by a completely sustainable entity in and of itself, such as a university. And you live on campus and you have food there and housing and friends. I mean, all of the good things in life that you need. You know, you don't need a car. You don't need a six-figure salary. Although somebody maybe does if you're paying for college education. And trust me, somebody who's in student loan debt. I think I have about $35,000 still of outstanding student loan debt. So you know, it's expensive. I mean, and this is debt that had accumulated in my own personal life close to 15 years ago now. So yeah, the debt stays with you forever, and you got to be real careful how you circumnavigate all of the loan forgiveness programs and all of the different ways that you can get your student loan payments postponed and all of these other things. Right? It's called something fancy. I forget what it's called, but you know, definitely look it up for yourself. So I'm just saying that 15-minute cities are, in fact, the next logical step in how the majority of people, including mostly young people, want to live out the rest of their lives. Now, moreover, it's also important, and I want you guys to Google or research intergenerational living because, you know, of the larger concept, and studies have shown this time and time again, it's really important to not just have dense population and to have things within close proximity to people that live within those communities. Moreover, what's ideal and what's the most idealistic thing a person or a city or a planning committee can do is make it so that old people live with young people. Now, you know, I think everyone knows how I feel about boomers and how I feel about grumpy Xers. I've made that pretty clear. However, that does not negate the fact that I'm not open to having a transitional phase where boomers and grumpy Xers can come to the table and have a reasonable and rational conversation, you know, as it concerns the community as a whole, because then and only then, with intergenerational living, is there an equal stake on both parties for them to have the best incentive to do the good things in life that make up all of the good components of a healthy community. And so that's how I feel about it. You feel me? And I'm not the only one who feels like that. In fact, the only people that don't feel like that are people that are, again, very interested in making sure that our roads are very anti-pedestrian, very anti-cyclist, very anti anything other than getting a big metal box or carbon fiber box today and ride down the highway going 60 miles an hour. You know what I mean? And so the thing is, and I know we don't go 60 miles an hour down, although no highways. Maybe interstate highways, yes. No, not interstate highways. You go faster, but you in like or I don't know what do you call it? Like there's different things. There's highways that go through states, and then there's like highways in the interstate. Anyways, I don't want to mess this up too much, so I just want to remind everybody that 15-minute cities are a really good idea. And again, you know, not all of us can afford. Not moreover, not all of us want to spend hours on our commute every day because we value our time so much more than that. I mean, you can Google this stuff as well. People spend a lot of time in their cars just wasting away. for no benefit for anybody other than, I mean, now in modern day, electric car company. I mean, it's not just oil companies that are out to get to us. Moreover, I've always advocated, and I always will say that the responsible usage of crude oil production into a product that we use as fuel or whatever is essential in making it better instead of introducing new technology that is in some cases, and in most cases I'd say, worse for the environment, less sustainable, and only benefiting the people who are already privileged. And so I hope that you guys have a really good day, and thank you for watching my show. Okay, bye.